First, we're proud to have with us Ambassador to New Zealand, Domingo, to update us on the country's national measures to limit the spread of the coronavirus there, especially protecting our kababayans or who are residents or who may have found themselves unable to return to our home country because of recent curbs on travel and many more. Ambassador, welcome to the show.
Magandang hapon po. Yes, greetings from New Zealand.
Kumusta po, Ambassador? Kumusta po dyan sa New Zealand? Can you give us an update on the measures undertaken by the government to safeguard our kababayans there and other residents from the coronavirus?
Well, unang-una, with the host government, New Zealand, starting Wednesday, we are at alert level 4, meaning basically lockdown. People are enjoined to stay in their homes and only to leave their homes for urgent necessities such as going to the grocery, going to shopping for food, or for medicines, or seeking medical treatment. Now, of the Filipinos we have here in New Zealand, there are 80,000 in all, but again, many of them are already New Zealand citizens or permanent residents. So the embassy, together with our Philippine Overseas Labor Office, or the POLO, are focusing on those holding work visa status. So right now, we are the New Zealand government has called for all non-essential businesses to close. Now, the problem is not only Filipino work visa holders are affected, even New Zealand citizens and permanent residents. So the government has a wage subsidy scheme, which basically means they're giving government is giving support for businesses so that they can compensate for the wages for their affected workers. So. Some of the problems we've encountered is that some of the wage subsidy is not going to the worker. Another problem are those who have been laid off. But we want to emphasize that under the so when Filipinos are recruited to go overseas, they work with a recruitment agency. The recruitment agency. In order to hire workers, they have to get PUAA approval, and they have the responsibility and liability to render assistance to the workers until they are safely repatriated home. But nevertheless, we're also attending to immediate emergency needs. We are working with the New Zealand authorities to make sure that employers are doing what they're supposed to do in providing wage subsidy support. There are some cases of not just Filipinos but other persons who are being asked to leave their accommodations. But the New Zealand government has declared that basically that apartments, hotels, and houses cannot evict their tenants or people who are staying with them in light of the crisis. We have a number of Filipinos awaiting repatriation, basically tourists and students who are caught, and we are appealing to Philippine Airlines to restore their flights. All the flights between New Zealand and the Philippines have been canceled. Also, we have a few number also stranded in our jurisdiction in Fiji, Cook Islands, and French Polynesia. So again, we are urging our Philippine Airlines and our colleagues in Manila to help restore at least one repatriation flight from Philippines to New Zealand and vice versa, and going back to the Philippines. Thank you.
Okay, so there is a lockdown now. So far, how has the population been? Are they being obedient to the guidelines set by the government during this lockdown po?
Yes, it's very calm, and at least that's the good news here that the lockdown has been going smoothly. And
what about supplies, grocery supplies? Is it enough for the population?
Oh yeah. In fact, it is enough. There has been some, of course, some panic buying, but the government has assured us, and also the supermarkets and food stores. Actually, there's ample supply, so hoarding is being discouraged. But safety measures are being taken in place that there's a limit to the number of people who can go inside a grocery or a food store, and social distancing must be observed, at least 2 meters.
And what about curfews? Has it been implemented there, just like here in the Philippines and other countries as well?
Well, I mean, there's a general prohibition on leaving homes,
Okay.
except for again urgent matters such as food shopping or availing of medicines, and they allow at least some exercise within the vicinity of the home.
What about civic organizations there? Are they taking any steps, steps to help out with the medical supplies, services, and food? And what are these? Do you know if there is any? Ambassador?
Okay, well, we're happy to report that we're having strong support from our kababayan, particularly the Good Hearts New Zealand Foundation Trust and the Pinoy Helping Pinoy Coalitions, and of course many individual kababayan who are helping. In fact, the embassy has also released an online form to register as a volunteer, or also as if for those who need help to also register as a client for our services and assistance.
What happens to workers who are being laid off? Paano ho yung mga kababayan natin dyan? Are there any reports that we have kababayans and even residents there who were laid off? What compensation?
Yes, there are many cases. Again, hindi lang mga ating mga work visa holders, pati mga citizens mismo. So our Philippine Overseas Labor Office, headed by Labat Angel Borja, is hard at work working with their employers and with the New Zealand authorities to provide support.
What other steps is the government taking to stop the spread of this virus, aside from the lockdown?
Okay, well, aside from the lockdown, also the hospitals, the frontliners, the hospitals, the clinics are already reaching top capacity. So a lot of effort by the Ministry of Health is with curing those who have testing and curing, and so the Ministry of Health and the Health Network is already going into overdrive.
Ambassador, I just heard that you formed a volunteer group over there.
Yes, we have. Well, actually, there are quite a number of volunteers and some groups already operating, but many have requested to volunteer with the embassy. So we have a platform to log in. You could find the login details in the Philippine Embassy Facebook page. It's our Volunteer Ambassador Framework, or VAMBA.
Okay, so we just log on to that, and marami na kami makikita doon. And everybody can volunteer. Anyone can volunteer po ba? Ano po ba ang qualifications to volunteer?
Yes, even from your home. Again, we are in lockdown, so marami pa ring magagawa through going online, communicating through Facebook, through emails, to social media.
Ambassador, do you have any last words for us? Any message for us na syempre magkakahiwalay po tayo ngayon, lalo na po yung mga kababayan natin dyan. We are all being separated by families, but we have technology to see each other. But do you have any message for our kababayans here and for our Filipino, for everyone?
Well, of course, these are very trying times, but the Lord does not give us challenges that He does not feel we can meet them, but that requires us to make kapit bisig, but of course in a spiritual and a moral emotional way, not literally. But so I think kayang-kaya natin ito. Of course, stay home, stay safe, and observe the guidelines, regulations of the host government, and But yes, let's do keep in touch, at least with social media. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Ambassador, and we'll keep in touch. Salamat po.